Welcome back to Factorio building the Hyperbase. Okay, so our yellow science is almost, whoops, not that one. Our second yellow science facility is almost up and ready to go. So they're completely filled out now. We haven't quite done all of these bits with their correct naming conventions, or the copper and the iron need to be sent back over here, but we have we need to change the names of these too. What is it? B iron 13. What? Oh, that should have been unload, and the other two should have been smelt. So this should have been B13, B iron 13 unload, and this should be B iron 13 smelt, B iron 13 smelt. And we copy that one to there, so that's named that one correctly. I've also between times done a couple more of these guys. That may have actually been one of them, and one of these popped as well. The other one is set up to go, but it still has 102,000 copper, so it could take a bit longer. We of course have more up here. I don't think I've actually set this one up yet, but that's one that does need to be set up. But I would really like to use this episode to get yellow science up to the vicinity of the 8,000 per minute that it should be capable of. So that's a little bit of rewiring. Now, I did find that this return here is actually, is it too close? It may not be. So that's for the copper, and it might be okay actually. So that goes through to the, oh no, this one is the one that I had a problem with. It's fine over here, but yeah, so we're going to have to move this down at least one, but probably two tiles, I think. Or at least here. I'll show you what I mean. This is the basic problem. See, we can't actually turn any sharper than crashing into this. So we could make a little loop, but it's going to look shit, to put it bluntly. So that's the oil, that's that thing, that's those things. What's that? Let's just get rid of that one for the moment. You know what I should do is come over here and copy from there, and we'll take it all the way to the end if this stupid thing will ever stop. Alright, there we go. Now you can go into there. Now what we'll do is remove all of this. Come on, stop. Stop, stop, stop. We'll remove all of that. We will then add in basically 1, 2, 1, 2, and this guy can then InfiniZoom, the Mega Base's friend InfiniZoom. Place that. Can probably get rid of it now. over here. We need to complete that one. Fix up that. I might just get rid of this extra detail from the bots. We don't actually need that. Oh, okay. You need to go. You need to go. Like so, and we better finish this off because obviously we're starting to get some. We're starting to get a little bit of action happening in this new area. We don't have enough action happening to actually make yellow science yet. Aside from anything else, there's no bots, but also some of the trains haven't actually been built yet. Okay, this one right here. And we should be good now. Should be Gucci, as they say. Okay, so this one here can now get around without touching the part that it's not supposed to touch. We need to join up to that. Okay. Which is actually over one. Let's do that. Okay, come to there. Yeah, let's just get rid of a little bit of this. Doesn't turn quite early enough for us. There we go, and get rid of that. There we go. And most of these are actually coming straight through, so you need that, you need that, you need that. The pettiness of no long reach on this thing continues to get me down just a little bit. Here we go, that should fix that. I haven't fixed this bit yet. That probably needs to be fixed. Which we can do pretty easily. Okay. That should pretty much attend to that. What else? What else? Okay, now we need to populate probably from the other end down. Oh yes, and we've passed 10,000 satellites as well, which is quite a major accomplishment. These ones need to come over here. So let's see if we can do that. So you are the furthest most, which is basically that one, and you are this one. Which goes in there. Now some crazy signals. Let's just be pushing. So which way do I want that to work? Hard to say. Come on, auto save. Because you can rotate. You're supposed to be able to rotate for which one it affects. Doesn't seem. Oops. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, these guys need chains as well. These bits need chains. Awful lot of chain signals around here. Yeah, we need chains on this side. I think we can run with standard signals up there. Oh, another nightmare to sort out. Possibly the last of our little nightmares. For some reason we seem to want main signals there. I'm not sure what that reason is. Whoops, probably don't need that there. We do need that there. We need that there, that there, that there, that there. Come on, pettiness. Now, coming out, I guess it has to be more of the chain signals. Another slightly difficult intersection. I'm not talking that much while doing this. It's kind of rinse and repeat until you get them all right, really. We might have to revisit some of this after it's been running for a bit. Whoops, it's not really going to help. I think that's the bulk of those. Yes, we'll need something here. And we're out of signals. That's why we've been getting 100 at a time. I don't think I'm going to need a whole bunch of rail. Let's just leave that at about 500. We are going to need some we're going to need some the things that go here, you know, choo-choos. Let's swap these bots over before they go walkabout. And head back to the supply base, our original base, little baby base. How many trains do I need? Very good question. Let's start with 6 820s. Let's see how we go. Six 820s. Okay, can we even fit them? Hopefully we can. That will be 48 of them, and 120. Whoops, not that one. 120 of those, and just a second. How are we going? It looks like we might be struggling a little bit for room. That's 50, 100, 105, so we are a little bit short. We might actually be making them at this point. Yes, we're making them rather slowly. So that's 100, that's 109. I guess we can wait for these last 11. How long do they take to build? 1 second, so it should be like 10 seconds. Assuming this was full. Oh, plus it's only a 0.75 machine. And yeah, we're flooding this with engines made here these days, which is the only way we can get that to perform at a reasonable level. This would be 115. I think there's just 5 to go. Yeah, 4. Let's have a quick look at what science is doing. It's not doing great actually. Let's check the map just briefly. You're having trouble unloading because science, yeah, this is really what I was concerned with. Okay, and that's probably stopped the other train from unloading at all. Okay, that's pretty bad. Fine, we'll have to go and deal with that. Let's put these trains down and we'll sort science out. We'll basically just rip up all of the inserters. So this is what's happened because we've been supplying the space science at the rate of around about 5k per minute, maybe slightly better, and the others for various reasons have been coming in at sort of 3k, maybe 4k if you're lucky. And that's simply been insufficient to obviously supply enough. So because we don't have what's the term, because we can't wire up the cars, we are having some level of difficulty in, where are we, some level of difficulty in getting the outcome that we desire. Let's we know we need a train here, so let's put one in. We can't control the inserters so that they don't overload with the wrong substance. That's basically what I'm trying to get at. Okay, I know we don't have enough trains. We certainly need to clear them out though, so that we can accommodate all the stuff that we're going to pick up. And do these have, yeah they do actually, so oh yeah, right, so we're going to have to sort out the bots across there so that they can fill up. That shouldn't be too big a problem. Now up here, over here we need an extra It's probably set up with the wrong requests in here. Yeah, it's requesting. It's not requesting green circuits, so we change all of these to request green circuits. And this little area is going to be a major nightmare soon. We're probably going to have to put buffer chests and things in, but the tuning role is one that is kind of a separate one. Let's just get our base facility up and running, and then we will worry about tuning all the components so that they work harmoniously together and deliver the results that we want. And yeah, this is never going to be fun for walking through. We may have to reorganize where all of these are so that we get the maximum number of robo ports. It's very hard to make such an intense process work, which is why I kind of like what we do over here with the where it's spread around, red and green together, because the red is far less intensive. Okay. So this will fill out our area that's like the circuit industry we need for our yellow science. But we don't have the iron and copper supplies down here supplied with trains yet, so we need to do that bit as well. But we'll do it after we have fixed up this latest issue that has arisen. Hopefully the train doesn't go away. I don't think it does. So our science is basically slowing to a complete stall right at the moment, because it won't go back around for more. And just a moment. And back. Okay, let's just see where we got to. We are putting train carriages down, and then we're running off and fixing science. It's always when you want to start recording that you suddenly get a flood of phone calls, but anyway, that's fine. Last train. Then we'll have to come back, fill out the other trains that we need, and also give them all schedules, missions, if you like. Okay, that's the trains. Now, plane is the next thing, and science is the next thing that we want to do after that. Oh, and you guys don't reach properly. Well, that's annoying, isn't it? We'll come back and deal with that. Where's the plane? There it is, over there. Okay. You guys are okay. It's just you. Okay, that's fine. Off we go to the science stack. I'm hoping as soon as I've got this extension to yellow and blue sorted out, blue probably won't take quite as long, although since I did most of it off camera, it's not really taking that long anyway. But here we go. So yeah, blue should be a little bit easier. So the idea here is basically to pick up stack inserters only, so that all these ones that have space science, because you'll see it's 4,000. I should actually probably extend the space science to these ones so that it can overload, but we needn't worry about that at the moment. So if I just run down this line and pick up the overloaded with space science guys. Probably should have done this first, but it doesn't really matter because they're all copies of each other. And I'll just change this to stack inserters only if I can click the right things. Bang, whoops, bang, bang, tick. You go in there. Let's just change that so I don't make a silly mistake. Right. So let's come over here. Bots on. Okay, now the stack inserters. Oh, it's too fine a zoom. I think that's where we need them. Good, and all the way down the bottom. For some reason this one seems to be fine. Yes, there's a very big difference between the two. So let's just make sure that none of these others are, well, that's a bad sign. Looks like this one has the same issue. So I guess we'll do it to this one as well. Did I actually pick up any? I picked up 304 space science. Okay. Auto trash should not be auto trashing this stuff. Okay, in that case. Now I don't want to go beyond like the first one and pick up the one that's actually feeding the labs, so we have to be slightly careful with what we do there. There we go. So as soon as this one is empty, which should be, oh, look at this one, it stopped as well. Should be fairly soon. So we've got another one stacked up here. Let's have a look when the space science is due to come down. Oh my goodness, it's due to come down pretty soon actually. That's going to cause issues. I might have to even tell it to stop. Let's have a look over here, see just what the difference is. So yeah, that's a problem. I have actually extended that, which is helpful. Space science train, I need you to stop. How are we doing? So the other thing is when we get up to all of this facility, it might be an issue only unloading one at a time. I'm not sure yet, but it's something else that we may have to plan around. Not quite sure exactly how we're going to do that if we do have to do that. So what are we doing now? Just one science at once. interesting, there's a slightly uneven unload. So this one will leave shortly, opening up the next slot. Oops. If you watch, as soon as it goes through here, that flicks to here. That should let this one come in. What I think I want to do is make sure there's a little bit of room here. We actually ran out of purple science. Not quite sure how they got unbalanced like that, but what I want to do is basically ensure that this one and this one have been topped up with conventional science before we let the space science come back in. This is interesting. It's probably not going to work particularly well, is it? You have come down there because... Alright, we're going to have to sort that out as well. So we haven't got our traffic control over here sorted by any stretch. We always knew we were going to have to do something. So let's do a little bit of manual train driving. We're not going to do it with bots on, thanks. Manual, you can back up. Go straight ahead here and go back to automatic. Now, this yellow science is not going to refuel. Let's get some more science happening because it's quite imperative that we burn through the science. This could be a slightly awkward maneuver. You go manual, whoops, I want to back up. And I'm watching carefully just to make sure the other train doesn't come. And you can go forward. Now what I'm going to do actually is snip, because we're not ready for it. Now go to automatic. Let's have a look. Over here we should have, the first time just about ever I think I've seen, there's a small balance of yellow science. It's not very much. Why aren't these robots moving? Probably because we stupidly tell the science over there not to fill beyond a certain point, like we did with the blue science. I think we need to change that. So we will do that. Let's grab this plane. Yeah, we'll do that. It's probably a little bit late for it to help us this time, but yeah, we don't need that. We need, say, that. So that should stop a little bit of the stop-start behavior. Oops. Which will be preferable. And down this side. There and there. And there. 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 Okay, so the two have come out. Actually, where are they? So blue science going into green. Where are these guys? So there's one that's waiting at green science, there's one that is in yellow science. Oh, it managed to sneak past me, did it? No. Right, so this should be full fairly soon, hopefully. Halfway. I guess we've exhausted that reservoir. Green science doesn't normally take particularly long because it's got a huge backlog, because we've got the full 8K capability here, although as you can see it's not using it all yet. Red science also, but again it's not actually drawing on the whole thing. As you can see, it's not hitting back here or some of these very much because of how much is built up. So do we need to sit here and wait while you slowly do this? Not really, and I guess we won't, because that will be a bit tedious. What we'll do instead is work out what trains we need. Does this one have trains? Yes, it does. So that iron is sorted out. This iron needs trains. It needs the big one, which is like 2 plus 2 is 4. And I think I probably need a new plastic train, so that there's 2 plastic trains on this route. That's batteries. Where's plastic? Here. Because I think the issue is now just a function of how long it takes to fill these up, although what's going on here? Why are you not loading? Because there's no coal. Coal is unloading unevenly. Go to yellow coal 2 then. Okay, but yes, so we probably need one of them, and it was 4 more trains, so I guess we'll get 5 more trains, which is 40 and 100. Good. With a bit of luck, the trains have had time to rebuild their stockpiles. We've been spared the alarms so far this episode. Now, if you're wondering what it is that we need to, kind of be complete with this factory, okay, there's the yellow and the blue science, and then we need to get our rockets up to consistently the 8K mark as well. And when we stop finally, come on, better brakes please. So what's involved with that is obviously the RCUs, but we've diverted this part of the RCU production over to be making modules. So the last part of the factory conversion is basically to dismantle this and resume it as 5 lots of RCU production. We also need a full 4 lots of these. We've got 3 that are running to some extent. I'll need to make sure that it's running efficiently because I'm not 100% sure. Where's that going? Silo fuel, okay. We may need a bypass here as well, because of the amount of traffic that builds up, plus refueling. There's a bit of refueling issue still to be sorted. And fuel, we need a third one of these additional inputs going over here, and we need to revisit this one. And then when we do, we can probably dismantle this and some of these little outposts for what they're worth. Hopefully by then, whatever power we've got should be enough, so we can stop the power creation and set everything on its single-minded purpose, and then just tune it. So those are the things we've got left now. How are we doing? That looks like 40, that looks like 100, so let's go. I don't know why that's so low. Let's just see what our numbers are. Not as high as they have been. Okay. You really do notice the lower UPS. Getting into the 30s is kind of nasty. Certainly I don't really want to be playing in the 20s at all. I think if I'm over 30, a modern PC will be able to do 60-60. A modern powerful PC, not just a brand new i3, but a like an 8700 i7 with enough of the right fast RAM. Okay, up here. So first things first, let's get our, sure there isn't a train, is there? No. Hopefully this will fit properly. Our 2016-20 train, that's what we're after. There's the 20. Oops. It's annoying flip round that they do. Oh, come on. Right. Let's get rid of this extra track. That does nothing to make things work the way I want them to. And another 20 wagons. Come on. Can't get through there, okay. Oops, one too many. So that's the supply wagon. We need 2 over here for the completed product. Tons and tons of fuel for the ones that aren't currently getting fueled properly. Well, it looks like that one actually is. Is that true? Or we built this, but we haven't actually built a station for it to get refueled by. No, we haven't. Okay. So I'm kidding myself a little bit there. let's just have a quick look down here. How are you going? 9.3, so that probably means red coming up to here. Good. I think it will be safe to release the other train in just a moment. So once this gets to yellow, we'll be back at our almost 4K a minute. What are we up to? Green. Blue. I have to think of some way of controlling this, since wires are problematic when I can't connect to the cars. It's an awful lot of wires to have to connect to the cars if we were connecting to the cars though. So there is that. We are unloading yellow, so we should be back at, getting very close to 3738 per minute. There you go. There it is. Which means that it's probably okay to unleash this guy. What are you at? 180,000 almost now. Alright. That's fine. One more train. And the extra plastic train. $430, so just over 70 more mining productivities to go to get to that 500 mark. I'm not really sure how people have derived 500, whether that's gut feel or they've actually done math on it, but you'd kind of think so. A mining drill, one movement of a mining drill, if it was delivering 12, you'd need 550, not 500, and the speed of it is probably slightly slower than a swing, but you are using speed modules, so maybe that's been taken into account. I don't know. Don't know what the basis of the calculation is really. To say 500 is a rule of thumb, but that is kind of the generally accepted rule of thumb, I think, in terms of the mining productivity. I guess we could do some calculations and come up with our own, or support the one that already exists. Let's have a look-see. I think our... Is that the plastics? No, that's batteries. So is this the plastic? That looks a lot like plastic. It is. Okay. Let's throw in another train in here. Beauty of this one is we don't have to worry about fueling it. So we finally sorted it out. There we go. Don't like how we've dipped into the 30s. Let's have a quick look at F5. So entities are 17. The electric network gets worse and worse. Every single one of these things counts in kind of a linear way towards the electric network. That's 2 updates per second, just because you need electricity. Trains is fairly healthy, given the last base it was like 5 microseconds in the update or worse. Recursive blueprints does the odd little hiccup. Instruction manager 800. We should be able to get rid of that and knock a few of the entity update off, but yeah, my PC is not going to be seeing 6060 on this map again. So what I want to do is find where your plastic friend is. Is that? No, that's not plastic. There's no plastic there. There's no plastic there. There's no plastic there. Where's the plastic? Must be on its way back. What are you? You're plastic. So, well, as soon as I can, I'll copy the formula for this one and paste it in because I think it is what we want. Yeah, you don't have station delimitation, so we can do that. Just has to make its way up here, so we're almost there. And I guess between episodes I will try and fill out the other schedules on the trains that we've set in place this episode. Oh, stopping way over there. Yeah, we probably need some more signals at this point. Like a nice big healthy one of those, which should be enough to let that train come all the way up to here, I think. I probably don't actually need to be out of there. Oh, mining productivity done. Let's start 431. So I guess by the time it gets to 500, I'd like to be sort of up at max. I don't know if that's quite enough time to do so. There you go. You can go automatic at this point. What are you up to? 74,000. So we're not getting anything from down here for some reason. You're not getting a good flow of petroleum. Okay. We probably have to try and sort out this. I think we did something up here to, yeah, we doubled up the flow, so we're going to have to do something similar. So there's a little bit of work to get plastic up to scratch, but it's not too far off. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining me for this one, and I look forward to seeing you in the next. Bye-bye for now.